Hey everyone! So that time has come once again for the Booktube-A-Thon. Booktube-A-Thon is a yearly event that always happens around the end of July and the beginning of August. If you want to know more about the Booktube-A-Thon, then I will leave more information about that down below in the description. So I actually have only participated in the Booktube-A-Thon once, and that was in 2016. And I did terrible at reading during the Booktube-A-Thon. I only read one book, and that was actually a reread, which was The Magician's Nephew by C.S. Lewis. At the time, I was really wanting to reread the Narnia series because I haven't read the series since I first read it back in 2010, and I really did enjoy rereading The Magician's Nephew. Unfortunately, I never ended up continuing on with rereading the series. 2017 happened where I didn't really feel like reading at all, and now that I'm back in reading, I'm finally going to try to get back into rereading the series. As I said in my previous video, this is my Booktube-A-Thon reading vlog, to actually film my progress of my reading. Otherwise, it's not a reading vlog without reading in it, right? So I have decided to read 4 books during the Booktube-A-Thon. During the Booktube-A-Thon, there are these challenges that you can actually complete, and the challenges are 1. Let a coin toss decide your first read. 2. Read a book about something you want to do. 3. Read and watch a book-to-movie adaptation. 4. Read a book with green on the cover. 5. Read a book while wearing the same hat the whole time. 6. Read a book with a beautiful spine. And 7. Read 7 books, which is always the same challenge on the list, which is always number 7 every single year. The whole thing of like trying to read 7 books in 7 days. So like read 1 book every day, which I don't think I can actually ever do that. So the books that I'm going to be planning on reading during the Booktube-A-Thon are Fox by Nadine Brands, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis, Story Thieves by James Riley, and Unblemished by Sarah Ella. I chose Fox for one of the books I'm going to be reading during the Booktube-A-Thon for challenge number 2, and that is read a book about something you want to do. And Fox is actually based in London, England, 17th century London, England to be exact, and I have always wanted to go to London, England. If there was any place in the world that I want to go to first, it would definitely be London, England. I chose The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe for challenge number 3, which is read and watch a book-to-movie adaptation. Even though I have seen the movie 1,000 times at least or something like that, I still love it every single time I watch it, and as I mentioned, I'm trying to get back into rereading the series, and The Lion, the Witch, and Wardrobe is number 2 in the series chronologically. This should actually be pretty easy to get through, and it's also not that long. So this challenge is going to be pretty easy to complete. I'm so excited about it because obviously I am a huge fan of Narnia. As you can see in the backgrounds of my videos, there's a lot of Narnia things, so yeah. I chose Story Thieves for challenge number 4, which is read a book with green on the cover. As you can see, the cover pretty much does have quite a bit of green on it, and it can even be just a little bit of green. It doesn't have to be like the whole cover with green. So even though it looks a little bit like it's not fully green, there is green in there. The author's name is in green. This dragon is kind of green. This one is blue, so it's kind of like a mix of green and blue though. But yeah, there's green on the cover. I chose to read Unblemished for challenge number 6, which is read a book with a beautiful spine. As you can see, this spine is actually pretty beautiful. Even though it's the same as the cover of the book, I still think it's pretty beautiful, like the whole book is. Unblemished is a book that I have already started reading before in 2016, and I have read 3 chapters already, but it was actually at that time, and I do actually remember pretty much what happens in those 3 chapters, and I did get the audiobook for the Unblemished. Hopefully that will get me back into reading this, because I kind of fell into a big reading slump because of this book, so hopefully the audiobook will actually get me through the book, because I actually was kind of enjoying it. Okay, so those are the books I'm going to be planning on reading during the Booktube-A-Thon. As of right now, when I'm filming this video, it's actually July 30th was the beginning of the Booktube-A-Thon, and I failed the first day. I didn't read any books, and I wanted to, and it just didn't end up happening. So I am definitely hoping to start reading tomorrow. Okay, so challenge number 1 is let a coin toss decide your first read. I have a coin right here. I have the 2 books that I'm deciding on wanting to read first right here. The Lion, the Witch, and Wardrobe will be tails, and Unblemished will be heads. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna redo that. Ah! Okay. It is heads, which means Unblemished will be the first book that I will be reading, which kind of makes sense for it to be this book to start reading first because I've already read 3 chapters of it. So yeah, can't wait to get back into the book. So that's kind of the end of the day of day 1, hoping to start reading tomorrow with Unblemished, and I'm going to be reading the book by listening to the audiobook, but also like having the book in my hand to follow along with the audiobook. Hey everyone, so today is July 31st, the second day of the Booktube-A-Thon. My plans for today will be continuing on with Unblemished. As I said before, I will be listening to the audiobook while following along with the book. I'm hoping to read at least 100 pages in this book today. The starting point goal in this book, get to 100 pages in one day. But first, I need to eat, which I already have my food right here that I've prepared. This is pretty much what I have almost every day for lunch, which is tomato soup with some pasta in it and some buttered toast on the side. The next day I would have the same thing, but I would have rice instead of pasta in it. It's pretty much my go-to lunch meal. Like, I love it so much. I'm definitely a soup kind of girl too, so any type of soup that I would like to try, then if I like it, then I will have it almost every day. Depends on how healthy it is for you or how good it is, how much I like it. My go-to soup has always been tomato soup, but not just plain with things in it, like pasta and rice. Okay, so now it has been many hours later since my last update, and now it is dinner time. So far I've read from page 28 to page 96. That's pretty much about 68 pages. And I have been listening to the audiobook while following along with the book. I'm enjoying it for the most part. Both the audiobook and the book itself, like the story so far. It did take me a little while to get into it. It's interesting, but I'm not quite loving it, really. I like it so far, and I want to continue on with the story. It's just I'm not that invested in the story, but I'm invested in it enough to be really enjoying the story. This is my progress so far. This is what I've read, and this is how much I have to go. And this is how much I've read today. So I'm pretty close to reaching 100 pages today. Now that I've shared my progress, I'll show you what I'm eating for dinner. I decided I was in the mood for pancakes, and I actually haven't had pancakes in a long time. And this is my first time making pancakes from scratch. And they're apple pancakes. So, or apple cinnamon pancakes with light maple syrup on it. I'm just gonna be eating my pancakes and continuing on with Unblemished. That's good. It has now been many hours later again. Since that time, I have read from page 96 to 154 pages. I have pretty much almost read halfway through the book. So yeah, that's really good. I got a lot of reading done today, and I'm very happy about that. I am still really enjoying it. I think I am enjoying it a little bit more now, and I'm invested in the story a little bit more than last time I updated. I am really wanting to continue on with the book, but I'm going to stop for today and try to continue on with it tomorrow and hopefully finish the book tomorrow. And with the audiobook, I have at least 6 hours and 52 minutes left. So I'm hoping that I can be able to finish it tomorrow. And after I'm done with Unblemished, I'm definitely going to start rereading The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. That book, as I said before, should be a pretty easy read because it's only 189 pages. And the way C.S. Lewis writes, it's pretty easy to read. I could probably fly through it pretty quickly and then watch the movie after because that's the part of that challenge. Also tomorrow there's going to be a book sale at my local library and I'm going to be going to it with my mom and my grandma, so hopefully I will find some more books that I could bring home. The book sale is pretty awesome because you can get 5 paperback books for $1 and every other hardcover book is $1. This is actually the second time I'm going to this book sale. I went to it with my older sister and my grandma last year. So hopefully I can actually get some footage of me being there and looking for books tomorrow, and I might do a little book haul separately or in this video as well. Update. We did go to the book sale and I did get a lot of things. 4 books and 5 movies and then 2 cookbooks, or well, they're kind of like baking cookbooks. And then after the book sale we went to the Salvation Army to get more clothes because I really needed more clothes, and especially shirts and some skirts. So I have the clothes and the books and movies over here right next to me. In this bag are the books and such and beauties. Clothes right here. Okay, the pink book up there, right there, is not for me, by the way. That's for my grandma or my older sister. So yeah, just sitting in the car. Wanted to do a little update, even though it's on my phone, not on my camera. Yeah. See you back at the house. It has now been many hours since the last update. I was in the evening time and now it's nighttime. Like, it's almost 10 o'clock. As far as the reading update goes, I have not read any more of Unblemished today. So I'm hoping to at least read 2 hours of it from 10 to 12, and that will be it for today. I am at the point in the book where I do really want to continue on with it, and I'm actually really invested in it, and I really want to get to the end to see what happens. And this is actually a part of a book series, a trilogy, and this is obviously the first book in that trilogy. This came out in 2016, and that's when I kind of started reading it, more towards the end of 2016, like December 29th. And even though it took a year and a half until I finally started reading it again, I am actually pretty glad to start reading it again. I like most of the characters, but the main character is a bit annoying. I don't really like her that much, but for the most part, I enjoy every other character and the story. So I'm hoping to get back into this for about a couple of hours. So before I get back into reading more of Unblemished, I will show you the books and the DVDs that I got at the book sale today. As you can see, there are books in the background, and those are the books that I got at the book sale. As I said before, I did get 5 DVDs. One of them I just ended up putting in the living room because it's for the family, and that was Spider-Man, the first one with Tobey Maguire. So I'm just going to show you the rest of the DVDs that I got there. The first DVD I got is The City of Ember, which is based on a book and I have read. And here's the book, which I keep on the second shelf on my bookcase. I first found out about City of Ember because of the movie. Back in 2015, I ended up looking up some movies that were fun family adventure type movies, and this was one of the options that popped up, and Alex Rider Stormbreaker was actually one of them too. I watched both of them and really wanted to read the books, so I did. And last year, exactly last year, the same book sale, I ended up getting the rest of the series that was there. Book 2, 3, and 4. So I have the whole series now. I've still yet to continue on with the series, but I still am interested in wanting to. And after reading the book, after seeing the movie, I ended up really enjoying both of them for what they are. So I wouldn't mind rewatching the movie, which is why I got the movie when I saw it there today. The second movie I got was A Series of Unfortunate Events, the movie with Jim Carrey as Count Olaf. I remember when I was a kid, my family and I have watched this movie so many times, especially me and my siblings, and I remember loving it, and I still do love it. At the time, I didn't know that there was actually a book series based on this. I only knew that this was based on books a few years ago. Since then, I wanted to read the books, but never ended up bothering to pick them up still. Now that it's been readapted into a Netflix TV show, I've actually watched both of the seasons, and that really made me want to start reading the book series before season 3 comes out, and I really enjoy the TV show. The third one is, well, not exactly a movie, it's more of a TV show, and that is Season 1 of Chesapeake Shores. This is a Hallmark Channel show that I love so much, and if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see that I liked a lot of these Chesapeake Shores shows and the other Hallmark shows like When Calls the Heart and Good Witch. And I just love any Hallmark movie in general, like both the Hallmark Channel movies and Hallmark Movies and Mysteries movies. When I saw this here for season 1, even though I've already watched season 1 and season 2, and season 3 is coming up very soon, like August 5th is when season 3 comes out, and I'm so excited for it to come back finally. And when I just saw this there, I just had to pick it up. I love this show so much. And I'm actually a fan of the actress Megan Ori, because she was also in Once Upon a Time, and I'm a huge fan of Once Upon a Time. Since I started watching the show, I actually have pretty much loved everyone a part of the cast, and I'm a big fan of them. So yeah, that's why I picked it up. And the last one I got is Clash of the Titans. And the reason why I ended up picking this up because it has Liam Neeson in it, and I did actually look it up before, was kind of looking for some fantasy type movies to watch, and this was one of them that kind of piqued my interest, which is why I picked it up. So yeah, that's pretty much the explanation. Those were all the movies slash TV shows that I got at the book sale. Now here are the books. The first two I'm going to show you are like cookbooks, but I went more for like baking type books because I'm a baker. The first one I got is Hershey's Chocolate Lovers Cookbook. I picked it because I wanted to have like a whole book just full of chocolate desserts. But it's not just chocolate desserts, there's also chocolate candies, like how you can actually make chocolate candies too. That seemed really interesting to me, and I am not like a complete huge fan of chocolate, but I do love chocolate for the most part. But I would actually prefer more vanilla, strawberry, rather than chocolate, because some chocolate can be too much for me. Pretty sure there's going to be a lot of pretty good recipes in here for me to try. And the second cookbook or baking book that I got is The Magic of Jello, which is pretty much all the things that you could probably do with Jello, and it doesn't have to be like just of Jello like it is on here. It can actually be like Jello in other type of desserts, like in cake or whatever, where you're using the like Jello packet, or just like actually making Jello from scratch or whatever. There's a lot of different recipes and techniques and cool little tips and tricks that you can probably learn in here to do with Jello. That was it for the cookbooks, so moving on to the books that I got. The first one, this was a book that I've been really wanting to read for a long time, and I kind of have already seen the movie of it, and I did hear that the book is better than the movie. Right as I walked into that tent outside that they had set up, I saw this book right away, and I kind of figured I really wanted to get it, and it obviously it only cost $1, so I was like, you know what, why not? Finally, why not just get it? And that is